Do 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 do. Hi. I thought I'd show off my new hat. I don't have to keep wearing it. Anyway, it's New Year's Eve, and I thought I'd talk a little bit about the new year and my plans. It seems like everybody, well, not everybody, but a lot of people declare new resolutions for the new year. But are they actually easy to keep? No way. No way. There's been some research done that say only about 60% of the people cannot keep their New Year's resolution. That's a lot of people. And, there's some pretty good reasons why they can't. It's because people don't set realistic goals. The day after New Year's, they realize it's probably impossible to do the things that they said they wanted to do or achieve the things they wanted to achieve. They make big, bold, life-changing resolutions. Just doesn't work. Like losing 100 pounds. Well, I'd be skin and bones if I did that. But say losing 50 pounds, I could do that and be quite healthy. But that's too big of a chunk to bite off. I could make a resolution about not eating a single carb in 2021. I know I can't do that one. I won't even be able to go half of a day without eating a carb. You just set yourself up for failure when you make those unrealistic goals. So what can we do? What kind of goals should I make? Little teeny goals. One thing I was reading this earlier today called it a micro goal. Instead of a resolution, a very small goal. Something that takes you one step toward that big life-changing goal, but only one tiny step toward it. Just forming new habits. And should we set all of our goals beginning January 1st? No, we need to start the goal as soon as you decide to do it. Right when you're motivated to do it. If you can stay motivated on it long enough to form a habit, then chances are you'll have a better chance of completing that goal during the year. So if you're motivated to start something in December, well, start it then. Don't wait till January 1st. On the flip side, if you don't feel like making any goals for the new year, wait. Just wait until you feel inspired to do something. Just because that January 1st date is gone doesn't mean that you can't start some new goals. A goal that you start in March or April will have the same impact on the year, if not even a greater impact. So how do we set those little bitsy goals? Well, it's all about personal development. Personal development. Doing things that make you be a better person. If you can make a list every day of things you want to accomplish that day, things that will only take that day to do, and then you can check something off of that list every day and check most of the things on the list off, you will be more accountable and more motivated to reach your end result. If you want to start running and run 100 miles in the year, don't wait until December 31st to try to run all 100 miles. No. begin 1 mile a week. That could be manageable if you're into running. If you want to walk that far during the year, walk 1 mile a week. Then you can increase it to a mile a day, or a mile every other day, and then a mile a day. Work on incremental steps. But if you can check something off of your list every day, like I said earlier, you will be more accountable and more motivated to reach your end result. If it's just something, cutting down on some action, like maybe trying to drink less coffee, we did that. My husband and I both cut down on our coffee consumption a couple of years ago when we bought our Keurig machine, because you make 1 cup at a time. Being a bit on the lazy side, I make my 1 cup and then it's too much work to make more cups. So I'm pretty much down 1 cup a day. Oh, there are occasional days when I do more. Or if I'm out somewhere and someone serves me coffee, I'll eat more, drink more. But for the most part, that's a goal that I've achieved, is cutting my coffee consumption down to 1 cup a day. Rather than restricting yourself from something completely, simply cutting down your action or activity is usually more effective. Eating candy is a good example. We buy candy at Halloween, so it's laying around here. It's very tempting. I could sit down and eat the whole bag of candy one sitting if I let myself. But the candies I like, I limit myself. If it's a little bitsy candy, no more than 3 in a day. So that isn't even the equivalent of 1 full candy bar. And I don't eat it every day. Maybe a couple times a week. So I break my goals down into small portions, small manageable portions. There are 365 days in the year. So if you break your goal, your resolution, down into 365 parts, you'll feel more accomplished and more likely to reach the goal at the end of the year without reaching into that proverbial candy jar. Yes. Try to make the kind of goals or resolutions that you can put down on paper. We all know that this last year's been a pretty strange year. So it's really tempting to skip the resolutions or goals altogether. But as we go into the new year, it's good to set some feel-good resolutions that will help me stay focused, help me find joy while I'm finding my physical and mental health to improve. As I struggle to find out what my goals should be, I know that one of the things I've been doing for a few years now is growing my own food in my garden. The name of my channel, Darlene's Garden Channel. And I get a little better at it every year. We still haven't gotten to a point where everything we eat comes from my garden. But that's that overreaching goal that I know is impossible to reach. But the small goal is, in the month of January, I plan what I'd like to grow. The month of February, I can actually look at a chart and decide what things I might be able to plant from seed in January or in February, then March, then April. By May, my frost date comes, my last frost date, and May and June I can plant out the things that I start. and I can plant a little bit more and in different places and get a little smarter about my growing my garden every year. So my incremental goals are planning, starting seeds, deciding what things I'm not good at starting, and buying those at the garden center once they get their plants in. Day by day, daily goals are much easier to reach, and those daily goals, they help one's mind to be stronger and better. I know that in December, I had my annual checkup with the doctor, and my regular doctor, everything's just fine. My diabetes doctor wants to wean me off of one of... Whoa, I dropped you. Okay, I'm not quite sure where I left. I dropped you and it turned you off. I think you're back on now. So I am hoping that I didn't. I'm actually going to turn you off and go look and see where I left off where I dropped you. Okay, I figured it out. I was talking about my diabetes doctor. My A1C, for any of you who know anything about diabetes, and A1C is at 6.0, which is pretty good. So my doctor wants to wean me off of one of my medications and hopefully keep my A1C at that 6.0 or even less. So we'll give that a try. And a lot of that's done, well, with my medications, but with my diet, being careful that those candy bars I talked about, making sure I don't overindulge. You don't deprive yourself of something you really like, because then you'll splurge and eat a whole bunch of it, and it's not good for you. But if you allow yourself just a little bit once in a while, that's a good goal to have, is to allow yourself just a little bit once in a while, and it keeps you from having too much a lot of times. Anyway, I had gotten home from the doctor's office, and a couple days later, doctor's office called. Oh, when I was in there, one of the things... Okay, let me get this straight. I was right. I was home for a few days. The doctor's office called and said that my diabetes doctor wanted me to have a bone scan. I had one several years ago, but she said at my age, it's time to have another one. So they were able to set me up with the same day that I was going in for my yearly mammogram, and we did both of those on the same day. After I had all those done, a few days later, they called me again and said, your numbers on your bone density test were not very good. So I have an appointment coming up in January, toward the end of January, to see what we can do, because I'm in the osteoporosis category. And I was doing some research, and it looks like there's some medications I could take, and I don't know, my doctor might issue some of them, but there's a lot I can do with my diet. So I need to look and make a list of the foods that are rich in the things that strengthen your bones. Calcium, for one. I've been taking calcium pills and calcium and vitamin D3 and calcium with vitamin D in it all along. So I've been on the right track, but my hair keeps getting in my face. But I need to do more. So that's one of my goals, is to narrow down what foods I need to be eating more of. And I know that I pretty much eat fairly healthy already, but obviously I can do better. So I know that for 2021, that's going to be one of my goals. Actually, two of my goals. The one goal is to get off the one medication that the doctor wants me to get off of. And the other one is to eat the foods that help my bones be stronger. A third goal is to keep working on my gums to make them stronger and better. That's an ongoing goal, and I accomplish that daily by making sure that I do all the things I'm supposed to do with my teeth to make them clean and good. And then I still have a hair. It's just one measly hair that comes down on my face and it tickles like crazy. Okay. Anyway, my goals for my Toastmaster journey, to keep plugging away at giving speeches and doing projects. I accomplished one of my goals just right at the end of 2020. I was a sponsor, I still am, a sponsor for a brand spanking new club. And just at the end, just in the last couple of days, we finally got chartered. So that was one of my goals, is to help get that club chartered. And it feels good to have that accomplishment. For my Hunter Education Instructors Association, my goal is to communicate a little more often with the members. I've been doing a newsletter 4 times a year: January, April, July, and December. Well, this last year was crazy, and there was really nothing much to say because a lot of people's classes had gotten canceled because of the virus. But I'm making a commitment to myself and to the members of the organization that I'm going to communicate with them regardless of whether I really have something to say or not. And then being able, to teach the classes that I actually teach with my husband, for us to continue doing that and at least teach a couple of classes, maybe more during the year. We like to teach the traditional class rather than the online class. So that's something that we're going to be working on this year, or in 21. My goals for my channel: to keep making videos, hopefully to make them interesting, to figure out more things to do to grow my channel. Just within the last couple of months, I've gotten TubeBuddy and vidIQ, and I've been doing some of the things that they say to do, and it has helped a little. I am a cheapskate. I just use the free versions, and I know that you can grow faster and more if you use the paid version. But I'm the type of person that if I can figure out how to do something for free, I'll do it. I don't like to pay for things. So I'll keep using the free versions and just do as much as the free version allows me to do. Other goals for the year: when I think of them, I'll start them. Just like the advice that I gave y'all at the beginning of what I was talking about. When I'm motivated to start something, that's when I'll start it. Not tomorrow, on January 1st. The ones I've talked about already, those are kind of ongoing still. They're not brand new goals or resolutions. They're ongoing ones. And those are those tiny steps I was talking about. Set goals that are realistic. Set goals that are measurable. Those are called SMART goals. simple, measurable, attainable, realistic. I forget what the T stands for. And 2021 can be a good year. One of the things that I want to tell you, stand up for what you believe. It may not go with the tide. It may be against what a lot of people are saying or doing. But if you've got a strong belief about something, stick with it. Practice what you preach. Well, those are my thoughts for the end of the 2020 and for going on into 2021. So I hope that you have a wonderful, wonderful new year. And I hope that everything that you want to accomplish in 2021, you are able to accomplish by setting small, short-term, realistic goals that take you one step closer to the big goal. Don't jump headfirst into the deep end of the swimming pool if you don't know how to swim. Take lessons first, learn. Don't bite off more than you can chew. Stay happy. Maintain a relationship with your Creator. Maintain friendships with those you love. Meet new people. Be kind. Don't be angry at people just because you don't agree with them or they don't agree with you. Love them in spite of how they believe. Eventually get your Christmas tree down and put your Christmas decorations away. I think some of you have done that already. I'm not in a big hurry for mine. Be kind to yourself. Be kind to your family. Be kind to your animals. Be kind to your friends. Read 1 Corinthians chapter 13. That's the love chapter. Make that kind of love your goal. Faith, hope, love. The greatest of these is love. So I'll see you next year. May the good Lord richly bless you. Don't forget to like, subscribe, all that kind of stuff. Sometimes I remind you, sometimes I don't. It's okay. Bye. See you next year. That's just tomorrow. But I might not make a video tomorrow. Sometime after the first, I'll make another video, and another video, and another video. I'll keep making them. Happy 2021. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. Do, do.